Hi there, amazing apprentices. It's Coot here. Trust you've had another amazing week and just been deepening and embodying and integrating, and it's just, I enjoy every second of being on this journey with you. Seeing you grow just lights me up and thrills me, to say the least. And one thing that's important around neutrality is we've been talking a little bit about neutrality over the modules and in our conference calls. But neutrality, one thing that's important about neutrality that will come into play in such in a powerful way, and I've seen it in my life and my coaching practice, so to speak, is you got to understand that your clients inevitably at some point may or may not, but many will project onto you. So just get this clear. They will project onto you certain needs that they need met, certain things that they need met from their parents, from their mom, from their mother, from their father, from their children, and they'll be projecting onto you based on their own filters and perception. So on some level they might judge you, on some level they might have a perception of you, they might think they know who you are, they might, they might need you to be a certain way, and some of that will be based on their own limited conditioning and their lens. If you are not able as a facilitator to be central, to be core, to be centered and neutral, the danger becomes if you are hooked into them liking you, if you're hooked into them transforming according to your own perception, if you're hooked into them being a certain way, not being a certain way, if you're hooked into that, then it will be very easy for you to get thrown off center. So easy to get thrown off center. So it's so important, because as you go deep with clients, just know it brings up stuff. It will bring up some of their core defense mechanisms. You will be, at moments, not all the time, touching into some of their sore spots, touching into some of the very mechanisms that have made them who they are, made them successful, the very mechanisms that have kept them protected, of which they are holding on for dear life, and they don't want to die, because part of what you are as the coach, facilitator, is their I mean, for lack of a better word, the executioner. But that's not the best word. But part of what you're here to do is help them die to who they were, so they can open and be reborn to who they really are. And that is an amazing, thrilling process that they will thank you for as they make it through whatever journey they need to go through. But they've become invested in themselves as a certain way of being. So you as a coach, when you are prodding and poking, asking questions, changing up, questioning their mental models and their paradigms and their models of the world, on some level you might be a little dangerous. On some level there might be moments where they don't like you, where they might want you to be a certain way, want you to be less of that, want you to not be that, where they see where you remind them of their mother, of their father, of their school teacher, of whatever it is, right? And if you're hooked to that, just know, if you are hooked to that in any way, then it inhibits your ability to truly serve your client. This is why it's so important to be neutral. Neutral. Because if you start reacting, if they react because you pushed the button and they went, bah, screw you, I hate you, it's just, they're feeling, they're attacking you for whatever reason. And let me tell you something, if you're a coach who's never been, when you start coaching, but if you're a coach that you've never been attacked by your client, attacked as in they've been pissed off at you, they've been a little upset at you, they've seen something. At some point, if that's never happened, honestly, you got the question if you're being too soft. You've got the question if what's going on? How comes that they're not stirred up in some way? Now the goal is not for you to go and instigate, like in a mean way. You're just questioning, and that's why they're coming to you. Your loyalty is to that. So just know and make peace that your clients will sometimes love you, sometimes hate you, love you and hate you, and it's all okay. It's their process. But what's important is as you stay neutral, then you don't get hooked. It's important that you don't allow yourself to get hooked into them loving you. Oh, you're amazing, my coach, you're incredible. Oh, you're like, yes. Oh, they love me, this is great. Or they're crying and they're a little upset at something I said. They're pissed off. And then you start crumbling. But to be neutral, to stay in your center. Know who you are. Know your intention. Be radically committed to serving this soul. Make that completely clear. And it's so important to set the context for your relationship in the beginning. In the beginning of your relationship with your coaching client. Even in the enrollment conversation, but especially in the beginning of your session, in the beginning of your entire session, but the beginning of your session, really let the context of the relationship with your coaching client be clear. See, when I work with my clients, I make it clear, look, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to hang out, chill out, you know, have Starbucks and just shoot the shit. We're here to do some work. This space, this environment is a very different conversation that we're about to have than just hanging out, taking a walk, taking a hike. This is a certain context that we are honoring in this space, in this moment. And I tell them, it doesn't matter if you like me or don't like me. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to serve a function that you have called me here for in this moment, this time in your life, to serve something. That's my commitment. It's important that your clients feel that, understand that, and know where you're coming from, and they feel your commitment to them. And they feel your commitment to serve them. They feel your love, your deeper love, not your superficial love, because superficial love will give them whatever they want, because nobody wants to have someone upset at them. But when you really let that deeper love inspire you and that transmits to your clients and they feel it, when you push a button, they may not like it, but they'll respect it. And your ability to unhook yourself from the praise and unhook yourself from the judgment of your client, both positive and negative, and be neutral in yourself, be neutral in your observation of them, so then you're not playing that game. You're not getting hooked in that. You're clear on why you're here, you're clear on why you're not here, and you're clear on your intention. And you're inviting your client into that bigger intention, which is transformation. That's it. So it's important that you observe there are sneaky games that your client's ego will play. And there are games that they'll play to have you try and fulfill what daddy didn't, what mommy didn't, what a husband or wife didn't, whatever it might be. There's games that they'll play to even have you collude with their story, collude with their victimness. And if you start playing that game, superficially they might like it, but deep down, I promise you this, they won't truly trust you. Because that's not why they're coming to you. They're coming to you to have you shatter their illusions and the game that they're playing, so that they can really get in touch with their authenticity. So amazing apprentices, this week I want you to see where you might get hooked on positive praise and where you might get hooked on negative praise, and see how you can really center in yourself in neutrality as a kind of another level of neutrality, so that when it comes at you, when their stuff comes at you, their judgment, their anger, their upset comes at you because you're pushing them, you're stretching them, you can let it move through you, like in the Matrix, right? The bullets come, you could just let it sidestep, you can let it move through, you can Aikido it and just let it flow without having to have your ego then hooked and attacking back, your ego hooked. You just roll around it. It's like flowing like water. That will free you up to really being, I hope you see, it will free you up to really being a force of love. In that sense, it's a bigger love. That neutrality is a bigger love, is a bigger care, is a deeper dimension of feeling. This week I want you to work with neutrality at this level we're talking about, and work with unhooking yourself from the positive and the negative, hooks that of appreciation, of praise, and really center yourself within yourself and see what happens. See where you're hooked, see where you're not, and see what happens. What I'd like you to do as an assignment is, I'd like you to literally ask 10 people in your life for negative feedback. Like, I'd like you to seek out people you know that actually might have a negative opinion of you, or people they're quite happy to give you negative feedback about yourself. And I'd like you to stand there for 5 to 7 minutes and simply it's kind of like there's a boxer's spar, and one of the ways those boxers will spar is they'll kind of be on the ropes, and they'll allow their trainers to kind of punch them, right? So to build up the resistance. So what you're doing is kind of sparring. So you're going to hang out, and you're going to allow whoever it is that a friend, someone and then you can ask them for as much negative feedback in 7 minutes as possible. You can set your timer and just let them go. They're gonna, trust me, they're going to love it. They'll never have another opportunity like that again. Tell them this is it. Go for it. And I want you to feel what comes up and really practice shifting, transmuting, as we worked in Module 1, transmuting that energy in yourself. Let it move through. Let it move through. And if you see that it sticks anywhere inside of you, work with that inside of yourself to see what's that sticking point, and see if there's anything you need to let go of within yourself. So I hope that makes sense. I'd like you to also write me a report this week on the specific assignment in terms of transmuting that negative feedback. And have fun with it. It's a great exercise. Let it move through and see what happens. In my career, many times people have thrown stuff at me, and it's just simply about transmuting it. Because in the moment of a process, in the middle of Bali, I don't have time to go, oh, that hurt. It's just let it move through. Bam, it's gone. Transmute it in the moment. It will take you to another level of mastery. Sending you love wherever you are. Amazing apprentices. Keep on keeping on. Big hug. Love now.